Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. The opening night of WrestleMania 41 managed to live up to the expectations of fans for the most part. From action-packed encounters to high-flying action to shocking twists, the show had it all. The event saw Jey Uso finally finish his story by winning the World Heavyweight title. Meanwhile, Tiffany Stratton successfully defended her title after a hard-fought win. Seth Rollins defeated Roman Reigns in CM Punk, courtesy of Paul Heyman. Following an eventful show, it will be of interest to see the fallout from the opening night of WrestleMania 41. In this piece, we will cover 4 bold predictions for WWE after night 1 of WrestleMania 41. Jey Uso challenged Gunther for the World Heavyweight title on the opening night of WrestleMania 41. While the match kept going back and forth, the Yeet Master submitted the ring general to win his first world title. However, Jey reportedly injured his arm during his entrance and was struggling during the match due to the same. While there is no update from the company on his medical status, the Yeet Master could be forced to relinquish his title if the injury is severe. The upcoming episode of Raw could see Jey reveal the same to the WWE Universe before handing his title to Triple H. The New Day defeated the War Raiders in a tag team match to win the World Tag Team Championship. The match saw Kofi Kingston hold down Ivar's legs as Xavier Woods pinned him. Given the controversial end to the match, this feud seems far from over. Following their loss, the War Raiders could demand a rematch due to the finish and get another shot at the New Day. Jade Cargill defeated Naomi in a singles match on the opening night of WrestleMania 41. With that win, the former AEW star's feud with the real-life Bloodline member came to an end. The creative team could now have Cargill feud with her former partner, Bianca Belair. Jade is seemingly not on the same page as the EST. The Storm confirmed her issues with Bianca recently. As a result, a potential feud between the duo could be on the cards following WrestleMania 41. Roman Reigns and CM Punk were betrayed by Paul Heyman on the opening night of WrestleMania 41. The veteran turned his back on both Punk and Reigns to join forces with Seth Rollins. Given how things unfolded, Roman Reigns could form a new faction to feud with Rollins and Heyman. The OTC could name this faction the Shield 2.0 to get under Rollins' skin. Roman could have Punk and Jimmy Uso on board in his war against the Visionary and his former Wiseman. Given that the best in the world was also betrayed by Heyman, it would make sense for him to join forces with Reigns. Meanwhile, Jimmy Uso, who has always been a trusted ally of the OTC, could be the third member of this new Shield. WrestleMania 41 Night 1 was nothing short of electric, twists, shockers, and moments that left fans speechless. From championship drama to emotional showdowns, it set the stage for what could be a seismic shift in the WWE landscape. As Night 2 looms large, there are already whispers, signs, and subtle teases that hint at massive storylines about to unfold. Could we see Roman Reigns rekindling a legendary brotherhood? Is Jey Uso's title reign already in jeopardy? Here are 4 bold predictions following an unforgettable WrestleMania 41 Night 1. Yes, you read that right. After the shocking events of Night 1, which saw Roman Reigns surprisingly absent from the main event spotlight, and showing a rare moment of vulnerability backstage, murmurs have begun circulating. Is the tribal chief about to call upon his old roots? The Shield was once the most dominant force in WWE, and while the trio has since gone their separate ways, with Seth Rollins leading Raw and Dean Ambrose now wreaking havoc in AEW, Reigns might be ready to bring the faction back. With a twist. Imagine this: Roman reforming the Shield, not as a reunion, but as an evolution. The foundation is there. Solo Sikoa has proven himself a silent powerhouse with Shield-like intensity, and Braun Breaker, who has been quietly steamrolling opponents in NXT and now teasing a main roster debut, could be the perfect fit as the third enforcer. The Shield 2.0, led by a battle-weary, redemption-seeking Reigns, could be just what WWE needs to shake up the summer storyline. Not only would this allow Roman to shift away from his tribal chief narrative, which is growing stale for some fans, but it would give rise to a new faction built on chaos, dominance, and legacy. WrestleMania Night 1 gave us one of the most emotional victories in recent memory, Jey Uso finally capturing the Intercontinental Championship after a brutal match against Gunther. The crowd erupted, and main event Jey stood tall. But beneath that triumph, there was a subtle unease in his celebration. The usually vibrant Jey looked conflicted. Here's the theory. Jey Uso will voluntarily relinquish the Intercontinental title. Why? Because his story isn't about holding gold. It's about brotherhood, healing, and redemption. The cracks in the bloodline are still fresh. Jimmy Uso's absence during WrestleMania weekend raised eyebrows, and there's still unfinished business between the twins. Jey giving up the title could be the emotional reset button WWE uses to reignite that family drama in a new light, less about dominance and more about reconciliation. A heart-wrenching promo on Raw or SmackDown could see Jey explaining that he's stepping away not out of weakness, but out of strength, choosing family over fame. This act of humility could push him to even greater babyface heights and set the stage for a future tag team reunion. Or an ultimate betrayal. Yeah. LA Knight walked out of WrestleMania 41 Night 1 with a massive pop in a major win. Whether it was a mid-card grudge match or a Money in the Bank preview, Knight's momentum is undeniable. And now WWE has no excuse. It's his time. With Roman potentially stepping back and Cody Rhodes possibly finishing his story in Night 2, the top-tier babyface spot on SmackDown is wide open. Knight has the mic skills, the charisma, and now the WrestleMania moment to back it all up. Expect WWE to go all in and position him as a world title contender sooner than later. Could we see Knight challenging for the undisputed Universal Championship at SummerSlam? Don't be surprised. WWE knows how hot the crowd is for him. And if they want to ride the wave, this is the moment. Look for LA Knight to be front and center in major rivalries, possibly against Roman Reigns himself, or even a heel-turn Drew McIntyre. Either way, buckle up. Knight is about to get the push he's been waiting for. One of the most underrated highlights of WrestleMania 41 Night 1 was the women's tag match that actually delivered. Hard-hitting action, strong chemistry, and a finish that felt meaningful. But it also exposed a major hole in the division: the lack of depth in long-term storytelling. That's about to change. Prediction: WWE is planning to revive the women's tag team division with an influx of NXT talent and one surprise pairing, Becky Lynch and Liv Morgan. Sounds random? Not really. Both stars had standout matches in Night 1. Becky looked dominant, and Liv showed grit and resilience in a chaotic multi-woman brawl. Backstage interaction and mutual respect might lead to a surprising alliance, one formed on mutual underdog energy and a hunger to elevate women's tag wrestling. Paired with new duos coming up from NXT, like Thea Hale and Tiffany Stratton or Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez, the division could finally become something meaningful, not just filler between top singles matches. And if the titles end up back on Becky and Liv, you've got instant credibility, weekly must-see matches, and a perfect setup for a betrayal when the time is right. WrestleMania 41 Night 1 gave us the kind of unpredictable, emotionally charged storytelling that makes wrestling fans fall in love all over again. And while Night 2 still holds many answers, the seeds have clearly been planted for a dramatic shift in direction. Whether it's Roman Reigns seeking redemption in the ashes of the Shield, Jey Uso stepping away from gold to embrace his soul, or LA Knight rising to the occasion, the next chapter of WWE looks promising, fresh, and wildly entertaining. Stay tuned, because if these predictions come true, we're about to witness one of the most exciting post-Mania seasons in years.